Hello students, good morning everyone. Dear students, how are you all? I hope you all are fine and fit and healthy at your home. So, today we'll start a very nice chapter, Standard 5. The chapter name is Robin Hood Meets a Stranger. So, students, let's go to the topic. So, dear, this is your chapter number 6. The chapter name is Robin Hood Meets a Stranger. So first we will know about its writer. The chapter is written by Bernard James Miles. He was an English actor, writer and director. He opened the Mermaid Theatre in London in 1959. The first new theatre opened in the city of London since the 17th century. He was knighted in the year 1969. So students, let's come into the chapter. So dear, Robin Hood often went for long walks in the forest all by himself. He loved his outlaw army and enjoyed all the business of the camp. But he had to be also on alert, watching and listening, visiting lookout posts and hiding places, sometimes slipping into the Nottingham to learn the latest news, and this he could best to do on his own. So dear, here is a person named Robin Hood. He always loves to moving alone, and he loved his outlaw army and enjoyed all the business of the camp. But he had to be also on alert, watching and listening. He is very fond of the listening and watching, visiting lookout posts and hiding places, sometimes slipping into Nottingham to learn the latest news, and these he could best do on his own. He is the man of capability, man of ability, and all type of skills he has. He always moving alone and look out his army camp. The day Marian came to the forest, he was out on one of his patrols when he suddenly heard twigs began broken underfoot a little way ahead. One day, dear students, here Marian is an woman. One day she came to the forest. He was out on one of his patrols when he suddenly heard twigs being broken underfoot a little way hard. Here is the sound of uh, broken branches, hard twigs. At that time, Robin Hood stepped aside from the path and waited, listening soon from his hiding place. He saw a young man approaching the glade. He was tall and strong and carried only a dagger and broadsword. That means arrow. You can see Robin Hood hold a arrow. He was tall and strong and carried only a dagger and a broadsword. That means a small knife and arrow. For a moment it crossed Robin's mind that he had seen this young fellow before, but he dismissed the thought as he stepped out to challenge him. At that time, Robin Hood, when saw the stranger, he thought that he had seen before. What is your business here in the forest? Robin asked. At that time, Robin Hood asked to the stranger, what is your business? What type of work you are doing? So next page. Marian's heart gave a great leap as she recognized him standing there, so slim and brave and handsome. But then she had another thought. Oh, here Marian, when saw the great handsome boy, brave and slim, she had another thought. She had travelled 90 odd miles, pretending to be a man, and no one had found her out. Why give herself away so soon? So she stood her ground. What is my business? You ask, I ask you, what is yours? At that time when Robin Hood asked the stranger, what is your business? At that time, the same question the stranger asking to Robin Hood, what is your business? In reply, what is my business here? You ask, I ask you, what is your? You are now in outlaw country, said Robin Hood. We do not welcome strangers in the greenwood. You should go back the way you came. At that time, Robin Hood and the stranger's conversation is so high. They are the unknowing person each other. So Robin Hood said to the stranger, "You should go back the way you came." "No outlaw shall make me go back," said Marian. At that time, Marian said, "No outlaw shall make me go back." And she drew her sword because the two members of the story are very ability of the fighting. So come, let's fight it out and may the best man win. Robin was fine swordsman, but Marian surprised with him with her skill and toughness. At that time, the students are two members like Robin Hood and the stranger. That means Marian. They are the face. They are going to face between them, and they was very talented. They are very talented, both of, and she could catch him off balance and make him miss his stroke. And when he made dangerous cut, she could turn his blade aside with hers. But best trick of all, she twice changed hands and fought him left to right as boxers sometimes do. So now the the war starts between them, Robin Hood and Marian. Robin Hood is very capable in the sword, and Marian also is very talented. But at last Robin began to wear her down. Now he must surely win. But then she saw her chance. Behind him was a chestnut tree, roots sticking out of the ground in a sort of loaf. Most swordmen were careful to see that all was clear behind them, but this time Robin Hood had forgotten. With a last great effort, Marian attacked and drove him backwards into the trough. His foot caught in the root, his sword flew out of his hand, and down he went head over heels in the bracken. In a moment, Marian's sword was at his throat. Robin tried to reach for his horn, but she planted her foot on it and held it fast, then slashed its cord and bending down picked up the horn herself. So students, when the battle's ground starts the war between Robin Hood and the Marian, because they are the skillful warriors. First, Marian picked the sword and also Robin Hood. So when they started their war, at that time Marian attacked and drove him backwards into the trough. Robin Hood's foot caught in the root. Robin Hood's sword flew out of his hand, and down he went head over heels in the bracken. In a moment, Marian's sword was at his throat. At that time, the students, Robin Hood tried to reach for his horn, but she planted her foot on it and held it fast. At that time, slashed the cord and bending down, picked off the horn herself. So, students, I think you all are understanding the first page of the chapter. So, have a nice day for you, my dear students. Best of luck.